and I'm reluctant to say this because I really like Anthony Lynn. It's starting to feel like it's going to be over for him. And this is an opportunity for the Chargers to upgrade. Sometimes you have a coach or name the job, whatever the job is. It can take an organization to a certain point, and then it peters out. And you've got to make the tough decision. If we want to get to the next level, we need to go in a different direction. And I feel like the Chargers, whether they make the decision or not, I feel like they're at the point where maybe they should. And again, I don't like saying that because I have a lot of respect for Anthony Lynn. There's too many close games. And what we've seen 2 years after, there were a lot of close games that they won and got to 12-4. Too many close games that they just keep losing and losing and losing and losing. Yeah. And he's the guy who's become the focal point, whether it's clock management,
special teams,
bizarre
gaffes.
decisions like running the ball after connecting on a Hail Mary that gets you inside the 5 as the clock is ticking away.
Right.
Those are the things that are just going to get you fired, no questions asked.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt. You're right. I mean, there's, between the clock management issues throughout the year, the third phase of the game and special teams always being below average. And, they moved their special teams coach last year to make him a senior assistant. So that tells you there. And, hey, this is the other thing, because I really like Anthony Lynn too, but just what's scary, just as a guy who's sitting here watching football, when you have the number 12 ranked defense in football and the number 4 ranked offense in football, and what are they right now? 3 and 8? There's somewhere issue as far as managing a game, managing situations, and not doing. Well, you have the 4 offense and the 12 defense, you should not be 3 and 8. And that tells you there's issues somewhere there about what they're playing in situational football. And I think that kind of explains it all.
Situations for the Bills from time to time call for a trick play. Brian Daboll, the offensive coordinator, not afraid to use them. I talked to Alan about the trick play we saw yesterday. It involved Cole Beasley in the backfield, motioning left, turning around, running to the right, Allen throwing a lateral to Beasley, and then Beasley connecting for a touchdown with Gabriel Davis. And they call the play Wolfpack because they stole it from NC State. I found the play. It was from 2016. Jalen Samuels, the Steelers running back, was the one who made the throw, and it was exactly the same play. But this is a testament to coaches. They're always looking for anything that they think they can use, and they're holding it until the right moment, against the right look, against the right team, and they think it's going to work, and it worked. And Alan told me, I had one job. Just make sure it's a lateral.
Yeah.
If it's not a lateral, you can't throw it again. And that was the one thing he was trying to do. And he's not bothered, or at least he says he's not bothered, and I have no reason to doubt him. I think he's very authentic, and he'll tell you how he feels.
Yeah.
Sometimes quarterbacks get miffed when the ball gets taken out of their hands. If you're a franchise quarterback, the rule of thumb is you never take the ball out of their hands. But they use those trick plays, it seems like once every few weeks.
Right.
And if you use them at the right time, the key is timing. You use it at the right time, it's going to work. And credit to Brian Daboll, they make them work, Chris.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, they're not scared to give their team the advantage that way. And you're right. They break them out all the time. It's part of their offense, and I'm sure Josh Allen, he likes it, takes a little pressure off him. Every now he gets to be the recipient of one of those passes and score his own touchdown. But it just makes them more dangerous as a football team. And Daboll, with that, New England background too, I mean, they've always been the league leaders in trick plays and doing things like that. So I think that adds to, his just his boldness as far as calling those plays and when to call them. And man, Mike, I don't know, the Bills, the yesterday's win was impressive in some ways. I know it's the Chargers and they're 3 and 8, but the Chargers defense we just talked about is pretty damn good. Offense is pretty damn good. They move the football. And the Bills, this is a game where we saw them win a game, and it wasn't about their offense. I think that's encouraging. It really is. They ran the ball a little bit. We saw the defense play well and make some stops. It was tough sledding on that Chargers offense all day long. And that's where I give the Bills a little bit of that. I know they're a playoff team, but because of the McDermott and Daboll factor, and I think when you get to playoff football and their ability to game plan and break teams down and do things, outside the box, that's where if they can get their defense to continue to play well and run the ball just a little bit and enough, they could be dangerous to where all of a sudden we're shocked. We're shocked. Whoa, are the Bills in the AFC Championship game? Something like that. It wouldn't surprise me, I think, with that coaching staff and some of the talent they got on the team.
They had to wait 2 full weeks to play another game after the Hail Murray. They're now 1-0 post Hail Murray, while the Cardinals are 0-2, and the Bills overall 8-3. There was a moment yesterday where Josh Allen got twisted up, and we thought that his ankle was injured, and it seemed like he was a little bit affected by it. He said it hurt. He definitely felt it. Didn't feel good, but it's going to take more than that to knock me off the field. It's easy to say when you're young and things don't break. They just bend a little bit. And he's probably going to be feeling it today, but one of the benefits of having that youth that allows the ligaments to bounce back quickly and not maybe get injured the way they would 10 years from now, assuming Josh Allen is still playing and no reason to think he won't be. The Bills 8-3, the Browns 8-3.
Yeah.
And I got Jarvis Landry on the phone yesterday. He had a great day, 8 catches, 143 yards, and a touchdown. And, they win the games they're supposed to win. And they've won enough games now. They're guaranteed their first non-losing season since 2007 when they were 10-6 but missed the playoffs, when Derek Anderson spent most of the year at quarterback for Cleveland. I asked Landry, do you guys, because you're not supposed to peek ahead. You're not supposed to think about anything other than what's right in front of you. It's all one day at a time. You hear that all the time from guys like Bill Belichick, and it works for the Patriots, so you assume everyone does it. I said, do you guys talk playoffs? He said, all the time. We talk about playoffs all the time, and they're already like trying to spot in their own games things that went right, things that went wrong, things that could cause them to lose. They're watching other games and they're studying situations and they're trying to learn everything they can. So they're going to be ready when those big moments come around. And the next 2 weeks, some big moments come around because they got the Titans and they got the Ravens.
Yeah.
And they have to show that they can win a game that they're not supposed to win. And this is their chance the next 2 weeks. Even though the Ravens are sliding into that territory of maybe this is a game that the Browns are supposed to win, the Browns lost to the Ravens out of the gates 38-6. So it's going to feel like a game that the Browns are supposed to lose no matter what happens to the Ravens this week against the Steelers and next week against the Cowboys. It's going to feel like this is a game that the Browns maybe shouldn't win. Maybe that's the game where they convince themselves and everyone else that they really are here and a force to be reckoned with, Chris.
Well, yeah, I know what you're saying with the Browns. You're right. It's like, hey, they're 8-3. We like a lot of what they're doing. How good is that 8-3? I'm just not quite sure yet. Yeah, it's been a favorable schedule. And like you said, other than the Colts, they're 1-3 against like what I would call good teams in the NFL, right? That's kind of how I look at it. They beat the Colts, but they've lost to the Ravens, they've lost to the Steelers, they lost to the Raiders. And I guess that's where I'm just I don't know how good they are. Like with you, Buffalo and Cleveland are both 8-3. How do you view those teams in your mind? I like Cleveland, but I don't think they're as good as Buffalo. I don't know. I look at their 8-3 in my own mind and think it's just a little bit better than Cleveland. Are you the same way, or you feel different?
What's the signature win for the Cleveland Browns? What's the one that stands out? The Colts is the only one to me. And that was before, like, you beat the Colts now, it's more impressive than if you beat the Colts back in October.
Right.
But they just are kind of, look, they're very methodical. They're very meat and potatoes. I wonder, is Baker Mayfield the long-term answer? Am I allowed to say that? I know. Is he the long-term answer,
Who?
Chris, or is he holding Baker Mayfield?
Oh, sorry.
Is he holding back the Browns' offense?
No, I can't say that he's holding it back. I can't say that. Listen, we got to be realistic about Baker Mayfield. He's doing good things. They're 8-3. This offense is not about, throwing the football for 400 yards all over the field. In fact, sometimes it's harder to play quarterback in these type of offenses. Run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. Oh, hey, we didn't run the ball that well. It's 3rd and 9 now. Make a throw. There's never, we've talked about this. You don't get in a rhythm sometimes as a quarterback. It's not easy to play that way. And let's not forget for Baker Mayfield, it's 3 offensive coordinators, in a very short period of time. He's had to learn a lot and deal with a lot of different ideas and stuff like that. So I think you got to be happy about what Baker's doing. He's making enough plays, and the big thing is he's not making any bad mistakes. And I think that's impressive. Their defense is kind of a work in progress, but man, it's the Browns. They're 8-3. I mean, it's looking like we should have a parade in Cleveland no matter what after the year. It doesn't. I mean, one loss or one game in the playoffs, whatever. For the state of this franchise and where they've been, to be where they are right now is awesome. I love to see it. It's good for football. But you're right. Yeah, I guess what I'm saying is I think the Bills are a better 8-3 team than the Browns right now.
Browns were 4-44 from 2015 through 2017,
Whoa.
8-3 this year, a huge turnaround. And last year the expectations were sky high, unjustifiably. The team did a poor job of reeling them in. This year, the bar naturally is lower because last year they failed to clear the bar, and it has set the stage for Cleveland to have a special season. It looks like it's going to result in a playoff berth. Rodney Harrison has been very reluctant to get on board with that. I think he's come around now, and we'll see the next 2 weeks. Look, it's either going to be 8-5, maybe 10-3, maybe 9-4. They got to win one of these next 2 games, though, to make people truly believe that not only can they get to the playoffs, but they won't just get blown off the field by a superior team in the wild card round.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.